Hi, everyone. So, I just did something that I'm so proud of myself for, and I wanted to get on here and share it because good news doesn't happen like that often in my world. Like when good things happen, like I celebrate them because I don't know when the next one's coming around. But, anyways, so this has to do with me telling somebody that I'm autistic. And if you've been listening, I think I did this twice before. Once was at the hospital last year, but all I did at that point was like, I'm autistic. You should know I'm autistic. So that's kind of the one way I told people. The other way was at the dentist. I told the technician and she was really nice about it. And then, so this time I told a client, or a potential client that might work with me. So, trying to figure out how to explain this. So like I think I've talked about like Upwork before. I work on there most of the time. That's where most of my money comes from. And so like with Upwork, if you're not familiar with it, people post jobs and then you can apply to those jobs. You just do a proposal and you bid on it, I guess, like set your fee or whatever, and then like they'll sift through a whole bunch and decide who they want to work with. And so primarily you're communicating with people via like just email, like on the platform. It's not required, like most people don't use the phone before they hire somebody or do video calls. It's just strictly through email, which is so fucking awesome, even though I struggle with that still sometimes. But you just use the messaging thing on the Upwork and that's how you communicate with people. And then, so like once in a great while, I'll get somebody that asks if they can do like a phone call or like a video call. And I have to admit this, I'm not happy I did this, and I feel like like not a nice person. But when I first started out with freelancing, 4 years ago now, and I was trying to figure out like how to communicate with people and like get work and stuff, this one guy was like, hey, can we do a quick video call? And oh my God, I can't believe I did this, but I said, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm deaf. Oh, I know, like, that's so cringy, and I don't know if I will ever not be ashamed about that, because, like, you don't just lie about having disabilities, especially, like, being deaf, like, what the fuck, but I didn't know what else to say, because I wasn't used to, being honest, telling people what's, like, really going on, so I would just resort to, like, making up lies, so that I wouldn't have to explain what I didn't know how to explain, or what I thought would, like, I don't know, embarrass me or something. So, like, I did do that one time, and I had told Alicia, and she's like, dude, you cannot do that. Like, you cannot do that anymore, and I didn't. But anyways, so since then, some things I'll do is, well, I think I did tell a couple of lies after that. I didn't say I was deaf, though. So I guess what I'm getting at is, like, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, I got this new client and he wanted to do a phone call, and so maybe this is the fourth time. So he was the third. And I said to him, I'm sorry, I'm autistic. I don't do well with phone calls. I prefer like just messaging if that's okay. And he was like okay about it, but I could tell it. I don't think he completely understood, and I don't think I explained it properly. So like tonight, one of my clients referred somebody to me, and so the lady gets in touch with me, and she's like, I think I already said this, but I don't remember. She's like, hey, this is the kind of work that we do. This is what I would like need from you, and can we hop on a quick call and talk about work going forward and stuff. And so I don't know how I came up with this, but I was just honest, and I said I am autistic, and I've got auditory processing issues, so I'm unable to do like video or phone call. And my preferred method of communication is like just written word. And I told her, I said, I understand if that's a deal breaker. Because some people really do have to talk to people on the phone and they don't feel comfortable going forward unless they do. And I understand that, but I'm just a person that can't do that. And so what that got me thinking was, oh my God, like, it isn't that I just don't want to socialize with people when I say I can't do like phone calls or video calls. It's not that. It's because I literally like can't understand half of what's going on. Because I was thinking back to like phone calls that like I've had from like doctors, especially over the last like 6 months or so when I had like that whole cyst thing going on. I don't remember what I was just saying. And no, I have not had any marijuana. I don't remember what I was saying. Sorry. Oh God, this is so annoying. Anyways, so after I sent that message, I had fear, and I was like, why do I have fear right now? And it's not because I'm embarrassed to be autistic, because I'm not. My fear is that when somebody hears the word autism or autistic, they're going to think of whatever preconceived notions that they have based on whatever shitty information is out there about autism, because there's still so much that's not true that is being just thrown around as if it is true. And so like my fear is that somebody will see that word and like they'll be like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. Does that make sense? I don't know why, that's how I feel. Because I know that like when I found out about autism, like I realized that everything I thought about it was wrong. So I just kind of assume, and also based on what I've heard, that like a vast majority of people don't quite have it right when it comes to autism. But like I sent that short little message and I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh my God, like I was just honest. And like, this is legit why I don't want to do these things, is because like I can't hear half the time. Like whatever's being said it gets scrambled. When it comes to my ear, it makes no sense. Like I'm just still figuring these things out about myself. And I braced myself for her being like, oh, that's okay. I'll find somebody else. But she messaged back and she's like, oh, of course that's not a deal breaker. I don't mind messaging. And she's fine with it. And that felt kind of nice to tell somebody that like I'm autistic and that this is what I have. And because it sounds better than just being like, I can't hear right. So that's why I don't want to talk on the phone. I just can't hear right, because that I don't think that conveys quite what the issue is. So when I use like auditory processing, which is what it is, people know what that is. Like there's lots of information out there about sensory stuff now. So I guess like with this whole honesty thing I've been doing this week, with like Laura and like now with like this person, I guess I guess that's just what I want to do now, is just tell people, look, this is like what's going on, and they can take it or leave it, and I have to be okay with that. And I am okay with that. I saw my therapist, what was it, like a couple months ago or something, and we were having this conversation about scripts. And because this is an issue I have, like when I'm messaging clients, it's like it always gives me anxiety. It gives me more anxiety than like, not more anxiety, but like less than like calling or video, but still quite a bit of anxiety, because like, especially with like new clients who you don't know and they're asking questions and then like you're messaging back and forth. It's like, you don't know how long the conversation is going to take place or how long it's going to like go for, or like, am I going to understand what they want? Are they going to understand me? So like I still have anxiety over that with new people, but now I feel like I can have less of it by just continuing to be honest, I guess. I don't know. Sorry for the silence. I'm just thinking. It's just like, I lie, like I've been lying for years to people about why I can't or don't want to do something. And most of the time, I don't even know what the actual reason is. I'm just going off of whatever is coming up surface level, you know? And so now that I realize like this is just what's going on, I have to tell people this, and how they react that's not my problem. And then I can just move right along. And so and I know I won't always get people that will be receptive to what I share, but she was tonight, that lady. And it was like, it was like it was almost the same feeling I had yesterday when I was talking to Laura about why I lied, and that she was, how receptive she was to that and understanding she was. And it's just weird having experiences like that with people other than my wife. It's weird because, like, people are not supposed to be trusted. That's like what I ended up like believing for years, that like you just can't trust people, like they will fuck you over every chance they get. And now, like, the older I'm getting, the more experiences I'm having, I'm realizing that's not quite true. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Sorry if there was like a lot of pausing, or of course, like if I was all over the place, but I thought that, it's nice to hear about the nice stuff, the positive stuff, not just like oh, I wish I wasn't like this stuff, So like whenever I have something positive, I'm just going to get on here and talk about it. And hopefully you guys have experiences like this, or will have experiences like this, because it's just nice being accepted. Even if it's a total stranger, it's just nice because like I have not had that in my life. Like I've had very, very few people who just accept me for who I am. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I have to say about that. So hopefully that was relatable, and thank you for listening. And goodbye.